I want to keep working on this thing and try and figure out what exactly is stopping it from working. I'm still not just really sure what's going on. Every time I get to the boot selection screen, it just power cycles, no matter what I do. But before I can do any more troubleshooting, I have to clean up my workspace. And yeah, here, later tonight I'm going to try and get that to work, but yeah, I can't work with all this mess. Well, I've cleaned up the workspace, and I already went ahead and grabbed this and put it up here and got the side panel off. I haven't actually taken anything apart yet, but let's go ahead and show you what happens. Now, last time I did manage to fix the power button. I think I forgot to turn that on. Well, that's embarrassing. So let me go ahead and show what happens. Might take a minute because I have to get all the way to the boot screen. Not the boot screen, sorry. To the boot selection screen. My bad. Looks like I still need to put a BIOS battery in there. Might also need to grab another light, make it easier to look in there. So I'm going to have to press F1 in a moment here. There it is. Again, that's just because of the missing BIOS battery, which I do have a spare for. I'm just really lazy and haven't grabbed it yet. So, come on, camera, you can do it. Why do you have so much trouble when... There we go. That's exactly what happens. It gets to the point where it wants to choose what to boot from, and it just power cycles. So the first thing that I'm going to do is unplug the DVD drives, well, DVD and CD drives, and see if perhaps that might be causing an issue. We'll find out. Well, I got both of them unplugged. Let's go ahead and... So this one I had plugged in via Molex, and the other one I had plugged in via a Molex to SATA, or sorry, SATA to Molex adapter, because this power supply doesn't have enough Molex. So let's see. I used to be able to get to the point where it would say press enter to boot from CD, but not anymore. I really hope it isn't a problem with the motherboard, but there really isn't anything I can do if it is. Let's see here. That looks like a power cycle. Why do you do this, phone? Why do you immediately go blurry once the screen turns on? Yep, that's a power cycle. Well, I'll have to dig into this more. Well, someone explained this to me. I've removed the sound card, and now it's not power cycling. I'm glad it's not power cycling, but that doesn't make any sense to me. It's not something I've encountered before. By the way, this is my highly professional manual disc eject. If I can line it up there. Very, very professional. Anyway, let's get the DVD drives hooked back up and see if perhaps this sound card was our problem, which would really suck because this is an oddity. Yeah. Well, let's find out. Both of the DVD drives are plugged back in. Sound card is still uninstalled. Hopefully this will get us somewhere. You can actually see I had a little Matrox G450 card here, PCI based, just in case I needed to pull the graphics card. I wasn't sure if that would cause it, but at the time, I mean, I had no idea what was going, so I was ready to try anything. Will we get the press enter to boot from CD? Yes. Ooh. Hold on. Phone, why are you doing this? Will we get the Windows XP? Okay. Maybe if I just smash enter a whole bunch. It looks like it's skipping the prompt. Come on. Did I get it? No. Doesn't look like I did. Well, I guess the sound card was causing the power cycling at least. I'm going to go ahead and swap DVD drives, see if I can get this to run. Be right back. I am an idiot. I didn't even have the CD in the drive. Of course it wasn't going to boot from CD. That's embarrassing. But, well, everyone makes mistakes. So let's see. Maybe we can get something to work now? Enter. That's good. Really should put that card away, but I really want to get this working. Well, that's thinking. I don't understand why having the sound card installed would cause it to power cycle at the boot menu. Now down there in the comments, if any of you know why that might happen, please let me know. This one might not work. I'll have to swap to the CD drive. I am installing Windows XP, so it is on a CD and not a DVD, so this doesn't do anything here in a second. I might have to switch. Doesn't look like there's much activity going on with the memory, at least. I think I'm going to go ahead and swap that. Come on. Let's... Camera, please stay focused. I've swapped from this one to this one, and just to be sure, I've unplugged it and back, and it looks like we are not having any success. I'm going to try something else. Well, I've had a bit of luck. And all I had to do was unplug this one from the IDE cable, not from the power supply. So apparently there either is a problem with this DVD drive or a problem with that cable, which I have not tested. I actually had grabbed a couple other extra drives just in case this one and this one wouldn't work. But apparently no need. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and finish this Windows setup real quick. Hopefully get Windows installed on this. You bet I'll report any problems. Be right back. Well, quick update. I've had some success. I was able to get into the Windows XP installer, but the Windows XP installer did not see my SATA hard drive, and I do not want to install to an IDE one, although I might end up doing that temporarily. I'd really like to keep using this one because same problem with this, I just don't have enough Molex on this power supply. I'm presuming it's just a driver issue. You know how the Windows XP installer is when you first boot it up. It asks if you have any external third-party RAID drivers or anything like that. I think that's going to be what I need to find. Well, it's a gigabyte motherboard, so who knows? Maybe I'll have some luck. I'll be back. Alright, so I've got the drivers that hopefully will fix this. They are on floppy disk here. Hopefully this floppy drive works. If not, I have plenty of others. But there is a small issue with this. It's not long enough to get to the floppy drive, so I'm going to have to move this hard drive up a couple notches. Just a moment. I assure you this is only temporary, but it really did not want to fit, so I'm mounting it with only 2 screws and sort of angling it this way to give it a little more slack so I can power that floppy drive. This is only really necessary to get the floppy drive powered, get the driver onto the system, install Windows XP. After that, I can unplug this no problem. In fact, after that I can probably just end my suffering and grab a different power supply. I really should have done that ages ago, but I'm lazy. Let's go ahead and get XP installed, see if that worked. Oh boy. It started doing that boot thing again, where once it got to the boot selection screen it would power cycle. So apparently it wasn't the fault of the sound card, but Not sure what it could be now. I went ahead and I grabbed a CMOS battery. Decided to just get that out of the way and replace it. Set up things in the BIOS, and maybe we'll get lucky. I genuinely don't know what would cause that. Let's see. Maybe I can boot from CD. That'd be real nice. At least it's not power cycling this time. Maybe that was related to a BIOS thing. The power cycling. Genuinely don't know. But hey, at least this means our sound card's probably good. And we'll find out. I'm gonna give this a while. I can hear activity from the CD drive. Good. I don't want to make you sit here and watch this all night. Oh, hold on. I'm hearing more activity from the CD drive. It's... maybe? Well, I'm going to cut it here. I don't want to make you watch this screen all night. I will be back as soon as we have some results. Alright, I just swallowed my pride and grabbed a different DVD drive. This one seemed to be working at first, but after the first time I got it to boot, it wouldn't anymore. This one, computer won't even read from anything else if this one's plugged in, so I'm not even going to trust that one. Got that one hooked up, got a different IDE cable because I don't trust the one that was in there. Also, if you look closely, I just noticed this, but they have bent the pins on both of those connectors. It never ends with this computer. Drivers are ready to be inserted, so go ahead and slap that on in there. I really hope that floppy drive works. Guess we'll find out, eh? Okay. Now eventually it's going to ask me to press, I think it's F3? Not sure. Guess we'll find out here in a minute. I'm not nostalgic for installing Windows XP. I can tell you that much. I really hope I didn't miss it. It might have been at the very beginning when it was prompting me to let it install some other drivers. Ugh. Guess we'll find out. Okay, maybe it was at the beginning. Okay. This is further than I got last time. Maybe I don't need the drivers. Maybe it was just a problem with the DVD drive, which it was having issues. Okay, let's do F8 for I agree. Come on. Okay, F8. Oh, come on. I'll be back. You can see how my workspace gets so messy so quickly. There's not a whole lot I can do about it either. Just That's what you get for working with computers this old. Anyway, I'll let you know if I have any other problems. Well, it's doing that power cycling thing again. At this point, I don't know what's causing it. I tried the sound card, which when I removed it the first time, it did stop power cycling. Then when it started again later on, I installed the BIOS battery and set up the BIOS. And oh, of course it's not doing it now that I've got the camera on. You know what, I'll take it. Hopefully I can go all the way this time. It's all about baby steps. Every time I do this, I get one menu further into the installer, and I'll call that success. A little snack break as well. I'll report back when it's done, if it finishes. Well, I thought I was making some progress, but unfortunately, after Windows had finished installing, could not find the boot device. I'm 99% sure that this hard drive is fine, so I've gone and put the floppy disk in. Turns out at the very, very beginning, if you press F6, it'll ask you if you want to install your RAID driver. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and see if that works. So this driver disk, ended up not working. But despite not doing anything different, it's working this time. So now I have to make a couple choices. What to do about these two? I've taken out the original IDE cable. I think I'm gonna, even though it's uglier, I'm gonna swap it for this one. Probably, we'll see. But what if both of these are indeed okay. Jeez. Alright, let's see what this says. The signature's invalid. The hell does that mean? Can I... Okay. Well then. I'll just go ahead and... Is it gonna power cycle? Yeah, okay, go ahead and turn this off. Okay. Maybe I should just bite the bullet and stop using SATA. Anyway, so I have a couple options if these don't work. I'm not going to put this in because it doesn't match the computer. Really, nothing does. It's silver. It's... I do have... Oh boy, this is going to be hard. Maybe I should just pull it out. Yeah. I do have this one. That kind of matches. In that sort of chain smoker gray type of... No, I don't like it. I don't even know if that one works anyway. So, I have a couple options for drives to put here, and I think one of those has already been made up for me. I have this, which is a removable hard drive. It is, well, wrong end. It is standard IDE, not SCSI. So I can pop that in one of those bays. Maybe I'll move this blank down or something like that. And then for the DVD drive, I'll probably pick one of these two, if they work. If not, one of these two. Probably this one. I don't like the chain smoker beige. Boy, it'd be really nice if I could get one of these to work. Maybe that cable will do wonders. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and remove that hard drive, which sucks because I do genuinely think SATA is better than IDE, even if it is first generation SATA. And maybe, just maybe, installing to an IDE hard drive will fix my problems. Anyway, I have to source a IDE cable now, and I do have some. They're just all underneath that vacuum. Anyway, I'll be back. Well, there's sort of what she looks like. And, that new cable seems to have done the trick. So, I guess we'll find out here in a minute, but this is attempt number 3, although the first attempt with this IDE hard drive instead of the SATA one, which there it is. Anyway, as usual, I will be back shortly to let you know whether or not it messed up again. Oh boy, here we go again. This is, I must admit, getting a little bit tiresome. However, this is the exact same message I got last time I tried installing from this DVD drive, so I'm going to go ahead and plug that one in again and see if perhaps it is just an issue with the DVD drive. Well, at the risk of speaking too soon, it seems to be working. So I ended up replacing this, where'd I put it? I think it's this one? So it was just giving me far too many issues, I should say. And this one seems to be much more reliable. Also, I found out that this was in the unlocked position, and in the unlocked position, the hard drive is disabled. So even if this one had been working, it would not have detected the hard drive no matter what. So that particular one was my bad. Anyway, let's go ahead and finish this up. I will be right back. 80% of the way through the install, here we go again. Well, not sure what to do about this, so I don't know. Keep going, I guess. I think while I'm waiting for this to either finish or error out, I'm going to go ahead and try and clean this up a bit. I mean, I've already done some cleaning, but you know how it goes. There's always more. Put the heatsink back on, new thermal paste, see what I can do. Well, here we go again. I'm using a different XP disk, although I think this one's burnt from the exact same ISO I burnt the other one from, so I guess we will see. It's entirely possible that there might be a part 3 to this video if I can't get this to work properly tonight. Anyway, only one way to find out. Really hating the noise that thing is making. I think somewhere buried in here. Maybe not. Maybe it's the next one. I thought I had an old Thermaltake Volcano CPU cooler. I might be mistaken. Oh, wait a minute. Well, here's the fan for it. Now, where's the heatsink? I know I wouldn't have gotten rid of it. Yeah, I'll have to dig. And once I find the heatsink, this will be a lot more efficient and quiet. Found it. I'll wait for it to finish installing. I'll find the screws for this and put that in there. This should be a lot quieter and a lot better at cooling the CPU. We'll find out. Oh, thank goodness. I've had the camera off for quite some time, so to catch all of you up to speed, what I have done is I temporarily removed the hard drive I was trying to install to because I just couldn't get it to work and I wasn't sure if it was a bad hard drive. That did not fix it. I also tried a different CD, which is currently in there. The old one is over there. That didn't fix it either. The one thing that did seem to fix it, unfortunately, was taking out my memory. These are the 1 gig sticks, and currently I have the 512 megabyte sticks in there, which means I have 1 gigabyte of RAM. Having 1 gig of RAM in Windows XP is not the end of the world, but I would have liked for these to work. Now, I have not tested them yet. I intend to put these back in and boot into the Ultimate Boot Disk and go ahead and give them a memory test, but for the moment, this seems to be the way to go. So anyway, I think that I'm going to end this video here. It's pretty much midnight. I'm going to take the hard drive that's just kind of sitting in there. I'm going to mount it probably in there, put it right back where it was, and I don't know. This is the end of the video for today. I just don't have the time to work on it anymore tonight. Things left to do. I need to test that. I cleaned it thoroughly, reapplied thermal paste, and by the way, getting the old stuff off is a real pain in the neck. So I need to do that. I need to finish reassembling my Thermaltake Volcano and put that on there. And I need to find another power supply. Now I do have plenty of them, as you can see, but I need to test them first. So, test out old graphics card, test RAM, change CPU cooler, change power supply. That is the to-do list, and I think I'm also going to put a top fan in, if I can, because this front one is laughable at best. Again, it's a solid front panel. The only place it has to pull in from is here, which is going to be completely covered up if it's on a carpet, which it will be. So, that's that for the moment. Thank you for watching me fumble about through Windows XP, and hopefully next time, in the next video, which I didn't really want this to be a 3-part series, but it's gonna have to be. In part 3, I'm going to do the final touches, and then perhaps show off some games. Well, this is Matt from Low Spec Action Squad. I'll catch you next time.